Hi, my name is John and this is Business Focus. In today's video, we'll be discussing the recent controversy of one of the biggest tech channels in the world, Linus Tech Tips. What happened there? We're going to details. What were the issues that were brought upon? How did they handle it? What's going to happen with the company or the channel? We'll see where they are in terms of current scenarios here. So let's get started. Anyway, I've been gone for a bit. It's been a while since my last video, but it's good to be back. As mentioned, the topic that we're going to discuss is the controversy surrounding about the Linus Tech Tip channel regarding the issues surrounding here. I think there were three key issues that was mentioned here. Uh, the the inaccuracies that the channel has been caught making the mistakes, and what precipitated the mistakes. Could they have avoided it, and what are they going to do to rectify it? The second issue was regarding one of the products that they were reviewing, a water not a water block, CPU block from Billet Labs, where they reviewed it and they review bombed it, which was unfair for the company. And what they did with the block that they were given was even worse. So we'll take a look at that. And then the third issue was regarding one of their former employees, Madison Reeve, if I got it correctly, regarding the toxic work-like culture in the company, whether that merits what she mentioned here or was just hearsay or just after the fact because of the controversy. So we'll take a closer look at that. Anyway, this happened already a few weeks back, right after the LTX Expo 2023, which I think was a big success for the channel because due to the postponement due to the pandemic, and a lot of fans of the channel, who travel wanted to visit and support the channel, and it was a big success. A lot of fans visiting there, a lot of activities, interactions with content creator, which I think is a big plus for the group. We're able to invite a lot of smaller tech channels or YouTubers to be supported, and to be known, and be seen by a lot of people there. And that's where all the controversy started when they made a tour of their lab, where it discusses how they what do you call this, how they provide reviews, how they collect data, and which, in a sense, uh took digs at other channels, such as, what was it, the other one is Gamers Nexus. I forget the other names channel, but wherein they said that what they did was better than the others here, which obviously, for Steve of Gamer Nexus, took offense and tried to dig as to the validity of what the company or what Linus Tech Tips was able to do. And lo and behold, Gamer Nexus created not to say an expose, but provided his insights as to the merits, as to whether they were valid or were they erroneous here. So anyway, let's take a look at the article here for more details. So according to this article at pcgamer.com, the recent criticisms of Linus Tech Tips are explained here in details. So it issues regarding the accuracy and ethics and responsibility of being a YouTuber or a tech channel, in this case, the credibility here. Now, I think no one can take away from Linus for him being an entertainer of sorts, especially in the tech sphere, which is very hard to do. So being able to be going to, not necessarily streamline, but uh, being able to reach a wider audience is very difficult to do. But obviously, offering credibility by offering reviews of products, in this case, whether it's GPUs, CPUs, or whatever peripherals that they are discussing in a particular video, a lot of people will take notice and take their word for it, whether what they're presenting is accurate or inaccurate data. But as the article will show here, when Gamer Nexus provided a comment, there were a lot of inaccuracies in their recent videos for the past year alone, let alone the past few years if they were to research further. But the question is what necessitate the inaccuracies in their content or in their reviews. Well, uh, as admitted in one of their previous videos with their employees, that they had a self-imposed deadline, which is producing a lot of videos in a given week. There are 7 days. I think they were supposed to produce a little over 20 videos for their different channels, apart from their main channel of Linus Tech Tips. So obviously, quality might, because of the quantity they have to produce, the quality might suffer here, which was exposed by Steve from Gamer Nexus here. And the question here is, did the company or Linus know this ahead of time? Or they too focus on creating more content, more revenue from each videos that the more videos that they produce, they generate more revenue, more advertisements, which is good for the business. But obviously, for the entertainment purposes, I think I don't see any problem with that part. But if you're going to review or be critical of a particular products that the company is making, you better back it up in terms of the reviews that you're providing here. And I think for to the benefit to give benefit of the doubt of the company here, they were expanding their company at an exponential rate, especially this past few years since their company is growing. I think it was mentioned that they were hiring a little over 100 employees already for their video editors, engineers, and whatnots to meet the demands. And obviously, content creators has limitation in terms content creators, but the video editors has limitation in terms of making videos per se. But you have to have the technical background knowledge or time to review certain products or make reviews so that you can make an informed presentation to the general public, which is the case here. Anyway, let's go into the details as mentioned here. Uh, it was mentioned here. So let's start off with the Billet Labs issue here, where they were given a monoblock to review from the company Billet Labs, as mentioned, and they gave a negative review in terms of the monoblock that they were used was working properly. So they gave a negative review, which obviously for a small company that could be detrimental. That's why they were willing to give, not give, but lend the block, hopefully hoping for a positive review, so that those small viewers, whoever they are, might be interested for paying, for their products here. And the sad thing here is the monoblock that they were given wasn't specifically used for the actual CPU that they were given supposed to be. Am I right? Let me double check. Yeah. So it was supposed to designed to cool both CPU and GPU simultaneously, but I think I don't know if it's for the 3090 series or 4090. I forgot which model what is, but what Billet Labs gave specific instructions. They use it for a different processor or GPU, which is not compatible. Obviously, if it's not compatible, it will not be optimal for usage, and you will get uh, uh, not so desirable results here, which what happened, and that's why they gave a negative reply. Now, that's not even the worst part, being unfair to the product and to the company themselves. What happened afterward was even more egregious, to say the least, because after testing the unique prototype here, this was right before the LTX Expo that happened. What happened was they auctioned the Bono block for anyone who went to the expo to buy the product here for charity purposes here. Now take note, when Steve from Game Nexus brought it up and asked Billet Labs whether they gave permission or even discussed regarding auctioning the monoblock, there was no such communication for whatsoever. Now, Linus tried to refute it. There was a miscommunication here, and the fact that they didn't sell the monoblock, but they only auctioned it, which I think was even worse, because obviously you have to make sure if the company allowed you to use their proprietary product, in this case a prototype, and let alone sell it without their knowledge here, and saying that you're going to reimburse it is only after the fact here. So that was another issue that propped up. So first was the credibility of the reviews that they were making, and then the second part here is the how they treated Billet Labs here, which created a lot of controversy, which had a lot of people surprised here when I first heard of this scenario here, and obviously no one wanted to believe that this was actually happening, for one of the big tech channels here, because I'm a big fan also of the channel, and obviously when this happened, I was listening in on both sides of the camp, waiting for, and obviously when Steve from Gamer Nexus mentioned this, highlighting the focus on quantity over quality could be detrimental to the quality of videos you're trying to produce, and obviously people tend to follow your advice based on what you say, regardless if you make corrections in your videos, because obviously if there are technical issues or technical details that you omit or you change in the video, and obviously people are visual people, just tends to listen, some of them, or even others don't even bother watching or looking at the charts that you provide, and if there's inaccuracies, people might be misled, which is through no fault of both parties, but obviously it's the responsibility of the provider or the presenter to ensure, if there's egregious information provided, then you might want to make a official statement or take down the video so that you can provide a more accurate data here, which caused the whole controversy here to begin with, which obviously what was interesting that Gamers Nexus did a, I think what it was, a 40-minute long video of discussing point by point of the issues that happened, with the inaccuracies that necessitate. I think there was one chart that they showed that one of the GPUs were able to outperform, I think, 300% compared to other GPUs, which is that's a near impossible scenario, because obviously every iterations that GPUs are being made, sure there are improvements that are made, but not to the point of 100, 200, or in this case 300% difference. Then how are they able to do that? So obviously the testing methodology is put into question, and obviously you have to standardize your process. That's why it takes a lot of time. And in my personal opinion, if I'm interested in buying a particular PC component, it's not the first thing that I go through for source of information for Linus Tech Tips, but I look at other sources or articles, or websites that provide a more detailed explanation before I make a judgment before making a purchase. But that is always the case for other individuals here. Anyway, so going into the detail here, obviously Gamer Nexus went to rebut what Linus Sebastian mentioned, that he could have talked to him personally, to discuss what was happened. Creating the video was unnecessary, but obviously for a big channel that Linus has right now, obviously it's fair game, because you use your own platform to air your concerns. And I think in his was it in Reddit or in their channel, I forgot which one, wherein he made his response clear, but obviously that was the wrong move at the time. And later on they did made an actual video uh, providing their response on, they're realizing that they did made the mistakes. And obviously the simplest thing to do is, if you actually made an honest mistake, own it up and move on from there. But that's not what happened there. And as the case here, they did create a video highlighting the controversy here. So they wanted to provide more transparency. My only issue here is there were two parts that happened here. I think, as the point person or the face of the channel, which is Linus here, I think him speaking from the bottom of his heart was more than ample to not say sway, but give an honest talk to his viewers here. But having the whole team presented there is just overwhelming, to say the least. And the second part that was problematic there, they tried to monetize that particular video, which they eventually, you know, took it down, because obviously it if you're trying to make an apology to the viewers, if you want it to be sincere, you're not trying to capitalize on that opportunity, which now has 5 million views here. So obviously the discussion there would be moot if you're trying to monetize it regardless. But again, I'm not trying to be judge, jury, or executioner in terms of canceling the channel here. What I'm saying here is, if you make a mistake, you own it up. The only way to showcase to your viewers moving forward is make the necessary changes necessary so that you avoid making the same mistakes again. And for the part of making too much content over quality, obviously you want to reduce the number of videos that you're producing. Then let's say maybe just have 7 videos per week, since you only have 7 days in a week. Now, would that impact your bottom line here? Obviously, you have to strike a balance in terms of creating videos to support your business and not suffer in terms of quality here, which is a dichotomy here. But again, you have to find a balance here, because obviously if you want to be known as a reliable source, not just for entertainment, but for product reviews and whatnot in the tech industry, you have to invest a lot of time and effort here, which I think, other channels such as, I think you have Gaver Nexus, as mentioned earlier. Then you also have MKBHD, which is another tech channel, uh, but primarily does reviews of smartphones, laptops, devices, that is relevant to the current generation here. And he provides his honest opinion here. And so if Linus wants to do the same, obviously you have to put in the time and resources to be able to build that credibility. So question is, what's going to be the fallout here? Now, obviously, a lot of people are pissed off. Some may leave. Obviously, the core fan base will still stay, which I think it's going to be a temporary setback if they were able to do it right. I think they created a update video of what they're planning to do, which I think is unnecessary, as long as they do what is right for their audience, for their key demographic. Eventually it will be fine in the long run, because obviously every one of us makes mistakes. I think they've admitted it from the beginning, but letting it fester for that long, it took this incident for them to realize that they have to make big changes so that these types of issues doesn't proliferate. This is the problem with a company going too big. It's hard to make changes here, and obviously being at the top, you know who's going to dictate to you or tell you if you made a mistake? It's very difficult to do, which is, it's unfair, but it's a fair assessment also, because you're a public figure in this matter here. Now, the third part, the main issue that another controversy was levied, was regarding one of their former employee, Madison Reeve, if I got it correctly, regarding the toxic work like culture and how she was treated here. Now, the question here is, when she left, that was months before the current controversy arise. She should have spoken way back then if it's really a serious issue. Now, obviously, the company has stated, I think, which they didn't mention in the video, that they're going to get third-party outsiders to take a look at this, whether there's validity or credibility regarding the issue here. But who knows? But the point here is, if there's an actual issue here, obviously the former employee should have raised their issues. Now, whether it's true or not, it's difficult to 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 verify here. And the fact that you only waited until now before raising those issues creates a lot of problems here. So we don't know. Only time can tell whether other employees would shed light regarding the issue here. But going back to the main issue, which is Linus uh, Tech Tips here as the main channel here, I think, lesson learned here is, obviously you want to do a good job on growing your company, your channel, which what they've been doing. I've been watching their channel for some time, but the question is, what are they doing now? So let's look at their current status of their channel and where they are right now. So as we can see here, they have a little over 15 million subscribers here. So they've been growing steadily. I think Linus mentioned it before, about 100,000 a month, I think. But obviously that's going to have a significant impact with the recent controversy here. Let's see what are they doing now in terms of video production here. So let's see for their main videos. So they've started creating videos again since the controversy about 3 weeks ago. So they've only uploaded 5 videos uh, after addressing the issues here. So have I watched any of those? Not really. But you have fans, core fans still supporting the channel. Eventually people would, you know, I think people would give them a second chance to make things right. Hopefully they do it right for their core audience, which I think would benefit, for what they've established, what Linus has established, and so that they can grow their channel, so that more content creators will follow suit what they're doing, see a template of how to become a successful YouTube channel here. So only time will tell. No, I'm late to the boat in discussing this because I've been in hiatus for about a month, took a break, and the new start of the semester has already begun. So here we are again discussing more videos here. So we'll see how Linus will handle the situation. How will this affect the channel? Hopefully, they will learn from this and become even more stronger. I think in terms of their channel, I think they've added a new one. If I'm correct, let's go back. So they have the main channel, Linus Tech Tips, here, as you can see, but they have their other channels as well. They have Tech Quickie, Tech Link, Game Link, and Mac Address. I think the one of the controversy regarding the product review is Short Circuit, which they tried to promote as an unboxing of sorts. Not as a review, but you're technically giving a review even though you don't say it. Might as well owning up, become a review channel. I think that would be much better, so that it provides credence to the credibility of the channel, since you have 2 million subscribers here. So a lot is expected here, and if you keep on insisting that it's just an unboxing experience and it's a review, but you're technically giving a review already, so it can be confusing to the many fans that is watching their show. I think they have other channels also here. Yes. So aside from Game Link MAC address, they also have uh, Channel Super Fun, which is they've revived it already. And then I didn't know they're just movies channel here. So they have a lot of channels there. So obviously, Linus is very aware of how to grow a channel, create multiple channels, and monetize it, which is, I think, a very significant contribution to the community here. It's just, there's a hiccup that happened here. What are they going to do? How they handle it will be as critical as making the mistake here. So hopefully they can rectify it and, move forward and, continue their success. I mean, no one wants people to fail, but rise to the occasion, and, other people can follow suit here. Anyway, that's it for now. Leave your comments down below whether you agree as to what happened here, or how they handled the situation. Could they have done a better job? Leave your comments down below to start this discussion here. Anyway, that's it for now. Come back again on Saturday for more business focused topics here. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.